Right. So let me tell you how they send subliminal messages. So I'm on the bus pulling into the bus stop. The light hadn't changed yet, but there was a van that drove by. It says, making the community better. And then you have a picture of black, it was a black kids, right? Two black kids on there. Again, you know, how they use these sort of imagery. Remember, images and the perception will give you a certain belief system, right? But again, it's just belief, right? Never go by what they say. Always go by what you see, what they do, okay? So they love to run these campaigns about making the community better. How are they making the community better? Let's think about it. How are they making the community better? The vast majority of particular communities where black people live, particularly in urban in cities, I should say, or so-called urban areas, right? Who owns the buildings? Who owns the buildings? Right? Who is constantly raising the rent? Who is constantly gentrifying communities in which black people live in, driving them out into worse off areas, right? Because they have raised the rent, right? And the vast majority of black people cannot afford the rent that they're raising, okay? So they like to go around talking about driving vans, talking about making the community better and putting black people images on them, particularly black children, okay? Which is, again, you have to look past that. Again, the reason why they do this is to affect our emotions, right? Is to have us believe. Not to know, but to believe, right? Because you see, when you know, you have a different mindset. When you understand, you have a different mindset. You begin to look at things in a more realistic way, and you begin to demand or take action to improve things. Instead of you waiting because you believe Jesus coming, you're going to believe that these white Democrat politicians is going to make things better for you, and time after time they show you that they're not. Okay, but they'll say, okay, let's give those in the LGBT community certain programs. Let's give them, let's allow them to play female sports even though they're born male, right? And they make you feel happy about those things. Okay. Why don't they create policies in which banks? Look at that. Always for the past couple of days, you always see these lighter skinned Hispanics, lighter skinned black women. Again, it's a condition and phase that they do, right? But you got to understand and realize, particularly as black people, how we're conditioned into colorism so much, particularly black women. And they try to use black women against me and try to make me hate them. But again, it's not working. It doesn't work. Never did. Even when I was unconscious about the psychological programming, it didn't work. So anyway, as I was saying, right? They don't ever create policies in which make the community better for black people. They make it better for other groups of people. Why? Because they give these groups of people loans to create businesses in communities where black people live, right? You will never go into Chinatown and see the people that own businesses there are not Asian, right? Are not Chinese. You'll never go to Little Italy, I think here in New York, and see the primary people that own business there are not white Italians. Right? But you'll come here in Brooklyn, you'll go where it says Little Caribbean, and you'll see the vast amount of businesses there are owned by what? White people. And other groups, white people, Asian people, Hispanics, Arabs. Not black people. Okay? Go to any black community, the vast majority of businesses there are owned by white and other groups of people, not black people. But if you want to make the communities where black people live better, then the majority of people that own businesses within those communities should be black, because then the money will go back into the community. Okay? So remember, talk is cheap. And they've conditioned us to love to hear good things because they conditioned us to love to feel good about the lies being told to us. Not looking at the reality and to see how it is the lies that makes us feel good is actually destroying us in the process. Right? And then the truth that can save us, the truth that can make us realize what the lies are so we can think different. We can actually think instead of believe. We can actually do instead of wait. Right? That truth, that makes us feel bad. That makes us feel uncomfortable. Right? That gives us that sickening feeling in our belly. Again, because we are psychologically conditioned to feel that way. And until we break out of that psychological conditioning, right, we're not saving ourselves or our future generation. And they're gonna just like how you keep waiting for Jesus, you're gonna have them keep waiting for Jesus, and their lives are not gonna improve. Right? And they're gonna be even more delusional than we are today. Anyhow, talk to you guys in the next video.